From on this, Elmer St Pierre joins us from Ottawa. He is the National Chief at the Congress of Aboriginal Peoples. Chief, it's a pleasure seeing you. Thank you for your time. First, you just talk to us about the most common reasons Indigenous people are disappeared and killed.
Yes, it definitely is a big problem. Today is the day we remember our women, girls, and our LGBTQIA plus people who have gone missing or have been murdered. We also honor the survivors of gender and race-based violence and the families whose lives have been changed forever.
Chief, Elmer, this issue, if I may just cut you, reminds me of old movies that portray white cowboys as law-abiding saviors and Indigenous Indians as primeval, violent, and incapable of basic communication. I mean, some movies had Indigenous people grunting in response to English speakers. Today, the National Institute of Justice says 4 to 5 Indigenous people have experienced violence. How much of that statistic you think is connected to the way the media has portrayed Indigenous people in decades past?
Well, I honestly don't think that's a real true figure. We'd have to get right down to the data that's been collected. We believe there's been over 4,000 Indigenous women and girls that have went missing and been murdered. From 2001 to 2015, the homicide rate of Aboriginal women in Canada was almost 6 times as higher as the suicide rate for other women. So, basically, it's roughly about 16% of female homicide in Canada, while making up 4% of that female population in Canada.
What role do you think the media has to play in the way Indigenous people are perceived? I mean, why is it so prevalent that Indigenous peoples are disappeared and attacked?
Well, it's been like that for years. It just come to light back in, we did a national inquiry, and that was back in 2019. And we've been pushing it, and the media has a big play in it to keep people aware of what is going on, and we got to teach our women and our girls, and not only that, but there's men and boys as well that's going missing. We got to make sure they try to be a buddy system when they go out, and especially when the ones coming out of the rural area and they're coming into the big cities and that, we need a place for them to be able to go to and be in a safe haven until they have to they move on.
What kind of progress have you seen in addressing the issue, Chief?
Well, basically now all of Canada is reacting, and they're doing their national action plan together, and hopefully we'll be able to get something out of this. We need the government to come on side. We need the government of Canada to have funding there so things can be carried out properly. And that's the big thing is the funding, and to make sure that whatever we put forward to the government, they act on it, not just take it and throw it up on a shelf and leave it there for another 10 years. It's time we started doing something now, not later.
Right. Chief Elmer St Pierre of the Congress of Aboriginal Peoples, we at TR2 will wish you the best of luck. Thank you for your time once more.